Hey everybody, I know that this is supposed to be our epic life group video, but with our special guest, our district supervisor, Kimberly Dearman, with us on Sunday. She really challenged our church on Sunday with a message about the harvest from the book of Matthew. You know that Jesus said to the disciples, look to the fields, for they're white, they're ready to be harvested. Therefore pray that the Lord of the harvest would bring laborers to do that. And different people have responded to this particular message. And I was talking with John the other day, who, you know, John Alesi, a member of our church and part of our worship team, and a local real estate agent here in Orange County. And we're talking about this, you know, that you can't just like call out to the harvest, as Kimberly said, hey, get in here, harvest, come into the barn, wheat. You just make your way into here. And John and I were talking that that's almost like your business. Like, how would you even get clients?
Exactly. It struck me that we always, you know, our struggle is always to find new clients or find new listings or new clients, customers, and you just can't call out. You can't walk down the street. I suppose you could, but you can't walk down the street and say, hey people, come on, sell your house today.
Or, well, not only that, even with your office, you know, nobody goes to a real estate office and says, hey, I'm looking by an agent, walks by 8 other agents and go, I don't know you, but I guess you're the one for me.
Right.
So how do we, what did this message say to you about how you cultivate your sphere of influence and your relationships to be able to bring business? How did you see those parallels with us as a church?
Well, I see the 3 major focuses of gaining business in my real estate practice are to work with what we call sphere of influence, people that we know, our immediate 150 or 200 friends. That's one. The second one is actually kind of biblical and having a farm and cultivating a geographical area. Maybe it's 500 houses or 700 houses in a, you know, block by block area in a neighborhood, and then literally papering your doorstep with flyers and brochures and items that are branding my name to that neighborhood
and just keep you in front of a potential customer.
Right. So
in fact, that's really why we're at my house today, because we're part of John's farm. We get mailers, or we'll get little things that John just wants to let his neighborhood know, I'm available to serve you. Now, the other thing that you do, as soon as you're done with playing in the band on Sunday, you run off to open houses.
Open houses, that's right. Open house is a kind of a very questionable marketing tactic in the real estate business, and from the homeowner or the seller's point of view, they feel that the real estate agent is going to hold my house open, and a stream of people are going to walk in, and somebody's going to fall in love with my house. And that happens. But it doesn't happen frequently enough for that to be the only kind of, the only reason to do an open house. The other reason to do an open house for me, and a lot of agents don't seem to understand this, is that it puts me face to face with potential clients. It could be the neighbor next door. You know, everybody worries about the nosy neighbor coming in, but the nosy neighbor knows 200 or 300 people. Or maybe it's the guy a half a block down from the next street over who's thinking about selling his home, and he's looking for an agent, and he wants to see, well, let's see if this guy's any good. Let's go ask around and see what kind of traffic he generates, or how does he market. So they're kind of interviewing me, but having an open house is that opportunity to be face to face, and I think that's where, I wouldn't say we're missing it as a congregation, but there's an opportunity in our congregation that we're not taking advantage of. We're not getting face to face with our community, with our farm, with our sphere of influence, our 300 or 200 people that we know, that we just need to go, hey, Jeff, how's it going today? What's going on in your life?
In a church our size, most of us would say we've really cultivated our sphere of influence. But our sphere of influence is continually changing. Jamie, with her new job, has 2 ladies right now that are within her sphere of influence that she's building a relationship with to be able to introduce Jesus to them. I think this idea of open houses, that we open our house to opportunities, not necessarily to try to sell something to the neighborhood, but to let them know and to make a connection that we're here to serve them. But I love this idea. We're here at our house because we are part of your farm. And all of our neighborhoods and our friends and our family are part of our farm that we have to continually invest in. You know, Jesus said in another passage, you have to look up and see the harvest. We have to look up because so oftentimes we're just looking down at what is immediately right in front of us. And I so appreciated Kimberly's message on Sunday. I appreciated John's perspective. And as you discuss these kind of things tonight, we really believe that the Lord will give you ideas and concepts that will help us, to farm, to be able to gather in the harvest, to be able to provide opportunities to make connection with people who, believe it or not, are really looking for a church just like ours. So have a great time in your discussion tonight. John, thanks for coming, and have a great night.